Resolved, schools should not be able to monitor students' use of social media both during and outside of school. Imagine being on Instagram and posting a selfie. A teacher in the school building is looking over it. Imagine being in class on your cell phone during free time and a teacher comes over and looks down at your phone. Now instead of you knowing that they saw, they hacked into your social media without you knowing. Schools should not be able to monitor students' use of social media both during and outside of school. There are three main reasons why schools should not be able to look into your social media. 1, unreliable information could be gathered. 2, fundamental rights, and 3, hackers. Imagine you log onto your account and you say there are 46 new photos on your page. All of them are about how your mom abused you and how you can get into huge trouble for something you didn't even do. Unreliable information can happen if schools access the wrong accounts or if someone pretends to be you and you can get into lots of trouble. If your school is being able to see your social media, that also goes with hacking, and how the school is basically hacking without your permission. Imagine a policeman or woman coming into your house out of nowhere going through your things. If a policeman or woman needs a search warrant, then why does the school not need one? The Fourth Amendment states you need a search warrant to be able to look through a person's things. There are millions of people who have gotten their accounts hacked. If a school can hack into someone's apps and social media, then why can't a hacker hack into the school and get all of your personal information? Number 1, unreliable information. Unreliable information is fake people online that pretend to be you, and you can get into serious trouble by saying things that aren't even true about you or can give away personal information about you. Catfishing, to lure someone into a relationship by using fictional online persona. There is limited ways to prove whether or not an account is actually the student or not someone else. Making a different social media page for a student could result in finding an untrue information, which could result in false accusations made. The many misunderstandings which could take place if this were allowed makes it not worth.
Wait, Jen, wait. She was just first argument. You have 2 more.
What kind of information do you post on social media? Today, most teens and families keep all their information about themselves and their whole life. Most of this information, such as their name, location, and even images of what activities they've been doing throughout their day on social media. We believe the Constitution created many years ago should protect our right to privacy. We deserve fundamental rights. According to the Fourth Amendment, it states that it prohibits unreasonable searches through someone's things. In this case, we should not have to worry about our social media being monitored. We should be able to use our social media accounts being free of fear and being watched and monitored by teachers and school officials. If we can't do that, then we strongly believe that it takes away from our rights of the Fourth Amendment. Next, if the Fourth Amendment protects the right to have the rights to have a social media account, then we should be able to have the freedom of speech and post wherever we desire on these social media accounts. If that's not the case, then it takes away from the Fourth and First Amendment from the Constitution. At the end of the day, the students deserve the right to own privacy on their social media accounts, even if they're accessing them during school. Putting important information on social media can put their identity in jeopardy. Hackers can get into your social media accounts more easily when schools access students' social media accounts. Why can't hackers hack into the school? 40% of mobile users click on an unsafe link on a smartphone this year, giving hackers a better chance to access your social media. 78% of teenagers have a smartphone, and 80% of them use social media. Posting vulnerable information can be risky. Over 2 million social media accounts have been hacked over the course of the year. Having schools monitor our social media accounts can cause our information on our accounts to be more vulnerable to hackers and other dangerous links and viruses.
Okay, negative opening and argument.
According to the National Mental Health Association, suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death in the United States for 15 to 24-year-olds. Approximately 5,000 deaths each year. People will lose their lives all because of bullying, and worse, bullying the worst under the protection of the internet. Schools should be allowed to monitor kids' social medias to help prevent the harm of the students. People should not be against the idea of being monitored since they agreed to it in the first place in the terms of use when they first signed up for the social media account. Monitoring will help cut down on cyberbullying, which will also cut down the rate of suicide and self-harm against students. Today we will present to you with information to convince you that school monitoring students' social media is in fact a good idea.
goes when first signing up for a social media account. Same goes for when signing up or logging into a Wi-Fi network. The fine print on many social media networks states that institutions, including schools, have permission to see and look through your information and posts on social medias. It also states that what you post, social medias have permission to make what you post public unless you give specific instructions for them to not make it public. Finally, when you agree to the terms of use, you state that you will follow all the guidelines. Some of those guidelines state that what you post needs to be appropriate for all ages. If what you're posting is appropriate for all ages, then you have nothing to hide from the school.
Most kids don't think before they post on social media accounts. Cyberbullying is a big issue. It has arisen a big issue because technology has advanced. Anything that you post, anything that you say or comment on someone's post can affect you, your future, or can affect someone's life. If you have a problem with someone scanning over your account on social media, then should you have posted it to begin with? Should you have said that to begin with? Or should you have, and you agree that anything is public that you are posting, and the people who are scanning our social media accounts, they are public, they are part of the public, so therefore you should have no problem with that. With this software, we can decrease the cyberbullying amount by tremendously and faster way, and our schools would be happier and healthier place because of that. Most people, when they tend to get cyberbullied or bullied in general, they tend to go to self-harm or suicide. And most kids don't go look forward going to school and saying, oh, today I'm going to get bullied. Today, I have to think about, I lost my friend. More cyberbullying happens over social media than texting or saying it in person.
Bullying has become a serious problem for our society. Now, unmonitored media only adds to the issue. Teens that are bullied are 2.5 times more likely to commit suicide. Imagine you can save these kids' lives by just having your media monitor. Suicide, if not suicide, it will lead to self-harm. And self-harm is used to block out unhappiness and anxiety, which are both results of bullying. Self-harm can also lead to suicide. The rate of death by suicide has tripled since the 1950s, and that rate will continue to rise unless we do something about it.